we are going to discuss about the definition and basic knowledge of genotoxicity, carcinogenicity, teratogenicity, and mutagenicity. Genotoxicity. When a substance have a capacity to cause toxicity to our genetic material, genotoxicity. So if a substance is causing the toxicity for our genetic material, which is DNA and RNA, and disturbing our integrity of a cell, then that substance have a capacity to induce toxicity. So we call it as genotoxicity. So genotoxins are nothing but the substances which are toxic for our genetic material. So these genotoxics, there are different types. Carcinogens are the agents which are causing the cancer. Mutagens are the agents which are inducing mutations in our body. Teratogens are nothing but which are inducing the birth defects in the fetus. So all the mutagens are genotoxic, but not all the genotoxic agents are not mutagens. So the genotoxic agents may act on the somatic cells or the germ cells of our body. What are these somatic cells and germ cells? Germ cells are the one reproductive cells or sexual cells which are helping for the production of gametes. Whereas somatic cells, they are responsible for the building blocks. They provide the building blocks for our body, for development of our body. So if the genotoxic cells are acting on the germ cells, it results in the infertility or the birth defects, or it may develop diabetes, cardiovascular diseases, sickle cell anemia. So genetic diseases will be developed when it acting on the germ cells because it is helping for the production of gametes, sexual cells. So they may provide genetic diseases. If the genotoxic cells are acting on the somatic cells, they may cause cancer and cardiovascular diseases and aging. So when a substance is being released into the market, or a new drug if it is released in the market, we have to know whether that particular substance is genotoxic or not. Well, if we don't know that the new substance is genotoxic or not, it may cause genotoxic effects on the human beings. So what is the importance of this genotoxic studies? We can know whether they are causing damage to our body, whether they are toxic to our body. We can fix that particular damage, fixation of that particular toxic effects, and this test in genotoxic test will play a major role so that we can prevent the genotoxic and carcinogenic effects on the human beings by doing this test. So now it is very important, it is made mandatory by the regulatory authorities to undergo these genotoxic studies before being released into the market. So what are the agents that may cause damage to the DNA? So here come some agents which may act directly or indirectly to cause a damage to the DNA. They are electrophilic species which may form the covalent abducts to the DNA, reactive oxygen species, UV rays and ionizing radiations, nucleoside analogues, topoisomerase inhibitors, protein synthesis inhibitors, and certain plants, herbal plants like aconite, alpha, calamus, aloe vera and isabgol. Coming to mechanism of carcinogens. When a carcinogen is exposed to our body, it enters into our cells, it undergoes a metabolism process, it may get excreted or it may act on the genes, genetic material of our body. So the genotoxic mechanisms includes DNA adducts, chromosomal breakage, it may fuse with the DNA, it may cause deletions or misaggregation of the DNA, and it may lead to the damage of the genetic material, which may result in the hypermutability, genomic instability, loss of proliferation control and resistance to apoptosis, which may lead to development of cancer. Whereas the non-genomic mechanisms include inflammation, immunosuppression, increased reactive oxygen species, receptor activation and epigenetic silencing. All these lead to the alteration in our signal transduction process, which ultimately leads to the development of cancer. In order to check whether any substance is causing toxic effect on our genetic material, that particular substance or a drug should undergo the genotoxic studies. So these genotoxic studies are conducted depending upon the action of that particular agent. So genotoxic substances may cause mutations of our genes, they may cause damage to the DNA, or they may cause the chromosomal damage. So if a substance is capable of inducing gene mutations, we need to test it by the Ames test or mouse lymphoma assay or hypoxanthine guanine phosphoribosal transferase method or transgenic rodent somatic and germ cell gene mutation assays. If it is causing the damage to the DNA, we do the COMET assay. If that particular agent is causing chromosomal damages, we will check the structural aberrations, chromosomal aberration test is performed, or numerical aberrations or micronucleus assay will be performed to check whether that particular substance is having a capability to cause toxicity for our genes. So this slide provides standard test batteries for the genotoxic. Test for the genotoxic according to the OECD for various guidelines have been given. These are the standard tests which can be performed. Genotoxins are the agents which will react with come in contact with our DNA, and they will cause mutations. They may damage the structure of the genetic material and they may develop cancer. They may cause the changes in our chromosomal structure by addition, deletion and duplication by forming the ring structures. They may induce the mutations and may develop cancer. If we perform this genotoxic test, we can avoid this toxicity conditions. We have to identify what are the substances which are causing the toxicity for our genetic material, and we have to prevent it before that particular drug is released into the market by conducting this particular studies. These genotoxic agents are to be identified along with their mechanism and their prevention of toxicity. Carcinogenicity. So cancer cells divide, multiply more faster than our normal cells. Carcinogenesis is a process by which the normal cells are being transferred into the cancerous cells, and the agents which are causing this change, they are called as carcinogens, and the agents which are increasing the effectiveness of this process, they are called as co-carcinogens. They are not helping directly they are not causing directly the change, but they are helping for this cancer cell formation. They are called as co-carcinogens. Carcinogenicity is nothing but the study or the test to be performed to know how this carcinogenesis is been going on, how it can be identified and how it can be prevented. Carcinogen is any substance which have a capability to cause cancer. It may be a chemical substance, it may be a physical substance, it may be a biological substance, or any substance that is being inhaled or absorbed through the skin, or even it is ingested, taken into our body. If it is causing cancer, then that particular agent is called as carcinogen. Once the carcinogen enters into our body, it may undergo the metabolism process and it may form reactive intermediate or it may form as inactive product. If inactive product is formed, we don't have any effect. If a reactive intermediate is formed, it may form DNA adduct and it may undergo the DNA mutation may be induced, which may develop in the cancer. If the DNA is repairing that particular complex formation, then we will have an error-free DNA. No cancer formation will happen if we have a repair mechanism. So as we have seen in the previous slide, the carcinogen will undergo the metabolism, it gets activated, it binds with the DNA. If DNA repair happens, no mutation will happen. If DNA repair doesn't occur, then it will undergo the mutation, gene mutation will develop and it may result in the cancer formation. So carcinogenicity is nothing but the study which is performed to check whether a substance is having carcinogenic effect or not. It is also called as oncogenicity studies. So it is conducted by lifetime bioassay. The drugs which are used for more than 6 months, usually they will be conducting for the toxicology studies, which is carcinogenicity studies. How we are going to conduct a study, how we are going to check whether a substance is having the carcinogenic effect or not. We will take 3 different doses, different levels, and the group size will be 50 animals. Control group will be having double size. If you are taking 50 animals, here we will take 100 animals and we will check for the development of tumor. Usually the test will be carried out for 24 months in the rats and 18 months in the mice. So after this 24 months, what we are going to check, evaluation of result. We will check whether the cancer development has occurred in the control group or in the test group. We will check whether the particular tumor is been increasing when we are increasing the dose. Tumor development is increasing when we are increasing the dose. Number of animals which have developed single tumors and multiple tumors, whether any macroscopic changes have occurred or histopathological changes been occurred in the organs and tissues. Teratogenic drugs. A teratogen is a substance which have a capability to cause teratogenicity. So teratogen is any agent which can cause the disturbances in the development of the embryo or the fetus. So when a pregnant female is taking the teratogen, it may induce the malformation in the fetus. It may be a radiation, maternal infections, chemicals or drugs that have a capability to induce the teratogenicity. So teros indicate monster. Teratogen is any substance which have a capability to induce malformation in the fetus. Teratology is a study of the mechanism how this teratogen is inducing the teratogenicity. What is this teratogenicity? The induction of malformation by the teratogens is teratogenicity. Teratogenesis, the process how this malformation happens in the fetus, that is teratogenesis. So there are various mechanisms how the teratogens induces the birth defects. One of the mechanism is when a drug undergoes a bioactivation, it may form reactive oxygen species or proteratogens. These reactive oxygen species are formed from ionizing radiations or various chemicals. It may be repaired or it may form as a teratogen. Sometimes it gets eliminated by the pregnant female or else it counts as a teratogen which have a capability to induce the birth defects. So here the image reflecting what are the critical stages of human embryological development. In 1 to 2 weeks, the period of dividing zygote, implantation, and the 3 weeks CNS will be developed and heart starts developing. 4 to 5 eyes, upper limbs and lower limbs. So if the teratogen effect starts here, it may develop morphological abnormalities. In the later, they may develop the physiological abnormalities. The most known teratogen effect is thalidomide effect, which may develop phocomelia, fused limbs and multiple defects. So here I listed few of the teratogens and their abnormalities that can produce. So how we can test the carcinogenicity? There are 4 methods. Molecular structure analysis depending upon the structure of that particular chemical or a drug. Short-term test, long-term test and epidemiology. Short term and long term, for using a short period and long period we will check. Epidemiology is nothing but by conducting the studies on various people who is having cancer, that is epidemiology. So this is the overall review of the 4 methods. The molecular structure analysis depending upon the structure of a chemical as I told. So structural resemblance with the previous carcinogenic drugs, whether the structure is similar, then we will identify this chemical also as hazardous. Short term test is nothing but we will do it is on bacteria or yeast. Usually it will be 1 day to 8 months. So whatever the chemical it reacts with that particular cell, it may develop any biological hazards in the particular biological systems. It is also a good test for the carcinogenicity. And the long term test is bioassay. It will be done for 2 to 5 years. Epidemiology will be done in humans. So it may vary from month to lifetime. So the chemicals which are detected in various study populations, that will be identified. So chemical is recognized in the human carcinogen depending upon the human being's response. So among the previous 4 studies which are helping for the carcinogen testing, the most commonly used is long-term or the bioassay method. So here the testing for carcinogen properties will be done along for 2 years. So the control will be there. Here we will take 50 male and female animals which are undergoing 2 years of exposure for the particular carcinogen. The highest dose will be chosen which is showing the smallest toxic effect. Then at the end, after the 2 years, we will check the animals for the development of tumors. If the tumors are developed, we will compare with the test and control group, whether how many tumors are developed in the control group and the test group. Mutagenicity. So the chemical agent or a physical agent which have a capacity to cause the genetic alteration, changes in the genetic material, or which cause the damage to the DNA that results in the cell death, or the mutations are called as mutagens. So there are four categories of this mutagens. The first one, primary damage, which may just formation of abduct binding to the DNA. After binding to DNA, secondary modification, nothing but it may cause the strand breaks or DNA repair. And the third category is fixation of damage. Whatever this mutation is doing, it may be repaired. Or the fourth one, if the repairing is not happening, then it may develop the mutant DNA. So what are the tests that can be performed for identifying the mutagenicity? In vitro we can perform Ames test, whereas in vivo we can perform micronucleus tests, cytogenic analysis or co-metassay.